on my phone. This part two because I done got rid of that old information. So let's get back at it. I'm gonna start this video over. And that's how we gonna end this.
He can't be in contact with affiliated gang members.
This is so mad damn fame versus sacrifice.
Not too long ago, the judge said that Young Thug didn't have to go to prison, but instead, he got to serve 15 years of probation. As part of his probation, he must perform community service. He can't be in contact with affiliated gang members. And he can't travel in Metro Atlanta. That's the sentence that the judge gave Young Thug. Now, folks ask me, and they say, so, madam, what ancestors showed you about Young Thug now? I did a few videos, and I told y'all what ancestors told me before. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what they showed me about this new situation that's going on. When Young Thug was released from jail, all his fans and different people, they was happy that he got released. Some folks even, celebrated. But when you really look at his situation, I want to ask y'all a question. Is he really free? Or is he free because he ain't have to go to jail? Catch that on fleek. And sister said they made Young Thug think that he was free. But Young Thug ain't ready for what they got set up for him now that he is out of jail. I want y'all to listen to me closely. Now let's go a little bit deeper. I did a video not too long ago about NBA Youngboy. And I told y'all how he was ordered to stay away from his hometown. And he was ordered to stay away from certain people, etc. Now, NBA Youngboy, he over there living in Utah, away from his family and things like that. And he is surrounded by handlers.
Facts.
That's what I said. He's surrounded by handlers and people that's setting him up in some type of way. And a similar type of thing gonna end up happening to Young Thug. I ain't gonna tear it too long. I said the similar type of thing is going to happen to Young Thug. Young Thug gonna end up having handlers all around him. And people who gonna be around him just to set him up in some type of way. Think about it. Most of these law officials, they are down with the PTB/Freemasonry type of shit. Not all law officials are bad law officials, but you got a whole lot of fucked up law officials. They have these rappers/celebrities/different people think that they part of the game. Make them think that they really part of the game. And they don't even see how the game is being played on them in the end.
Facts.
So who playing who? And sisters, they gave it to me like this. And sister said, that's the way that they gonna start doing most of these rappers/celebrities. The ones that end up in jail. Not all of them, but most of them. They gonna put them on house arrest. Then move them away from family members, etc. And then in the background, they gonna be hypnotizing these motherfuckers.
Facts.
placing them
MK
under
Ultra.
MK Ultra,
MK Ultra.
etc. And this is what's gonna be being done in the background. And I promise y'all, that rabbit hole go much deeper.
Yep.
Moving
Facts.
on to the next.
Facts.
Most of y'all are aware of the YSL member. The YSL member who was arrested during a goat sacrifice ritual. Some of y'all heard about that. And ancestor said he wasn't the only one who did rituals. Believe it or not, Young Thug know about those rituals. You think Young Thug didn't have a practitioner in the background doing a ritual to get him out of jail?
Hey, yes. Absolutely.
Well, you better think again. And I gotta say this. It's some good rituals, and it's some bad and evil rituals. So don't get it twisted. And Young Thug, he's sitting there having all these rituals done in the background and different things like that. And the motherfucker is guilty. He got blood on his motherfucker hands. Young Thug done got a lot of bodies up under his motherfucker belt. You know, I gotta say allegedly. He was the one calling shots on different things. Young Thug cool right now. Everything seeming to be going good for Young Thug right now. But just wait until later. Because it's a trap, my people. I'm coming to tell y'all. So madam don't drink no Kool-Aid. I point out the shit that's in the Kool-Aid. Now when you look at the day that Young Thug got released from jail, he got released on Halloween. I said he got released on Halloween. Out of all days that he could have been released, they released him on Halloween. Put the pieces of the puzzle together, my people. I'ma help y'all do it to fuck a good night. See, I know how to read through this bullshit that they putting out to us. And I'm trying to show some of y'all how to do it. Some people, they celebrate Halloween, you know, for the ancestors' day, the day of the dead, etc.
Facts.
But ancestor said, when they released Young Thug on Halloween, that was actually a message. Yeah. Let me say it again. When they released Young Thug on Halloween, that was actually a message. A message that the PTB was trying to put out. But some folk didn't get the message. Ancestor said, on Halloween, what is the phrase / the saying that everybody say on Halloween?
Trick or treat.
It's a few of them, but what's the main one?
Trick
That's
or
right.
treat.
Trick or treat. And the message that they were saying to Young Thug is, we let you out of jail on Halloween day. But will it be a trick for you? Or will it be a treat for you? And ancestor said, they got a trick set up for Young Thug. I'm coming to tell y'all what it is. Shit, Shitaka. Come on. So we ain't gonna tarry too long. I did a video about Rich Homie Quan. And I told y'all in that video, I said now that Rich Homie Quan done transition. I said, watch what happened with the Young Thug case. I already knew that they was going to end up releasing him. Now let's go a little bit more deeper. Listen to me close.
Oh,
while Young Thug was in jail, he lost his sister. His older sister ended up transitioning.
Yep.
And he also lost rich homie Quan. And for some of y'all that don't know, Young Thug and rich homie Quan, they gained their fame together. They gained their attention together. In so many words, they came up together in this game.
Yep.
Now I gotta say allegedly, but Young Thug's sister and rich homie Quan was part of his blood sacrifices. He had to give it up in order to even be released, along with that satanic ritual that was being done in the fucker Kabaka in the background. And I said that rabbit hole right there go much more deeper. And you know, usually when they doing those sacrifices like that, and you see a person already got 2 sacrifices under their belt, they gonna aim to have another blood sacrifice done so it can be the 3-part sacrifice. Remember I said it. If they don't take him out before he can make the 3rd part sacrifice, or he end up being the 3rd part sacrifice. I hope somebody got that right there. Yeah, Young Thug may be out of jail, but it ain't over. I said it ain't over. The show just beginning. And we gonna see how it play out. Don't be surprised on what happened. And don't be surprised if Young Thug and a rapper Gunna, if they end up growing cold with each other and they stop being cool with each other.
Already happening.
And I promise y'all, that rabbit hole go deeper.
Already happening.
I will be back, and we're going to get in some other videos. Much love.
That's why I had to start this over, because it needed to play without interruption. That go deep. And Gunna and Thug ain't cool. Damn, at all. Yeah, so let's get back. That video is so important right there. Man, she broke that down. All right, now let me get back to... Okay, so we did that. Let me take this stuff off. Give me a minute. Yep. Gunna gonna be the 3rd sacrifice. If it ain't Young Thug. Y'all gotta go back and watch that. Y'all gotta go back and watch that. Okay, that may be on my other phone. You know what? I'm not going to erase any of that. Let me see. 11:1. All right, let's get to here. So, and y'all remember he said this. Now, she just broke it down about being released on Halloween. And this is what he said. We're going to replay this.
Is there anything that you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids is not here. really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just like, having so much time invested into this, and I am a smart guy, I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, I'm sorry to the sheriff, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late. And maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know. But I have came to my senses. I understand what I mean to this world, but I am a good guy. I don't mind doing stuff like, free shows, and I always did that. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, I do things. Like I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, But I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, and it's just like, I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate.
Man. Okay, we got that. Ah. And he was, let me make sure I got this for Fannie Willis. Hold on, cause she catch L after L after L. Let me make sure. No, you need to be on this one, 11. 17, yeah. This what his co-defense was going through.
Really like to be present tomorrow, Your Honor. I mean, that's fine with me. I thought y'all might want a day out of court, but
We'd like to be here.
Okay, fine. What boy, what guy by Tyler the Creator about the industry? Cause I just played that video, Fame versus Sacrifice. Either Thug gonna be the third sacrifice or Gunna gonna be it. That's at the beginning of this video.
Off the threshold of the jail facilities.
But this is where they were staying.
Jail, which is known to many in our community as Rice Street, or at its annex facilities, people in custody in Fulton County who are accused of crimes or awaiting formal charges or trials must protect themselves from brutal physical attacks by other detainees, subjected to frequent excessive force, manage their well-being with inadequate food and unsanitary living conditions, and hope that they can find access to a strained medical and mental health care program. The most obvious casualties of the civil rights violations occurring in the jail are those who leave the jail in body bags. But our investigation has revealed hundreds more injured, traumatized, and dehumanized people, all of whom are just as deserving of the protections of the Constitution as all of us in this room.
And I played this because Yak Gotti was the only one that's acquitted of everything. And because he caught 2 charges at Fulton County, he just got released the other day on 12 years probation. But Fulton County by DO Department of Justice said and did a report on how bad and how violent it is in there. And they still charged him, and these allegations and charges against Fonnie Willis and Fulton County came out in November. And they know that he had to fight, he got stabbed in the head. You think he ain't supposed to fight back? And y'all charge him with assault? Yak Gotti? He had contraband, but it's contraband all in there. You can't make this up.
Investigation in July of 2023, the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia, and the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice have worked diligently to meet our shared mission, to advance the public safety, to uphold the rule of law, and to protect civil rights. There is no greater example of this mission at work than protecting and vindicating the rights of those who are under the custody and control of jail authorities, who themselves are duty-bound to protect the public and those in their custody. We began our investigation after LaShawn Thompson was found in his cell, neglected to death, covered in lice. But in the time since his death, several more young men detained in the jail have died, and many died violent deaths. Our investigation revealed unacceptably high incidents of assaults and stabbings. In some cases, most disturbingly, jail staff witnessed and allowed the attacks without intervention. 2023 alone, there were over 1,000 assaults and more than 300 stabbings in the Fulton County Jail. Outpaces the rate of similar assaults in other major city jails almost 2 to 1. Those numbers only reflect the reported attacks. Many detainees told our team that they explained that they feared for their safety. They were reported that they had been stabbed or assaulted. One such detainee was left untreated for multiple stab wounds for a week until our team alerted the jail of his injuries. Also unaccounted for in these disturbing numbers are numerous allegations of violent rape, sexual assault, and harassment. The crisis of violence in the Fulton County Jail has resulted in part because of a lack of effective classification and housing planning, which allows for extremely violent individuals and gang members to be housed with vulnerable and low-risk individuals.
Facts, they supposed to be separate. Facts, because you got to preying on the weak. I mean, you know, the bullies preying on the weak. I'm not going to let that play because this is going to go under Fonnie Willis taking L after L after L. But I want to get how unfairly. Damn, what the hell happened? And they kept Yak Gotti in there. 16. Okay, hold on. I'm keeping that. I gotta keep that. And I hope everything is on, damn, yesterday. You just can't make this up. All right, while it's doing that, I'm just going to do this one. Okay, that's December 28th. This is recap. All right, January 13th. And we're going to end with Yak Gotti. I'm so glad he finally out. He going to drop new music. And if it ain't in this phone, I'm just going to do a part 3. Because it's probably on the phone I'm recording on, since StreamYard just don't like me. But they take my money every month. But my videos come out better on the damn phone. Okay, that ain't it. So we got the 14th. I think all this stuff in the other phone. Just bear with me for a minute, y'all. What that stuff about? Damn, I gotta talk about that. It's so much going on. Okay, we ain't gonna do that. Oh, 16th, 17th. That was probably in the phone I'm recording on. Yep, I bet you it is. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. What else I got? 12. Okay, let's be back. What's the day? The 14th? Man, I got so much in here from the 13th. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. We just gonna go. What's that date on there? We got the 29. Just bear with me, y'all. Because this phone do what it want to do. Let me get a charger. Just give me a minute. Max, you need to go to bed. It's almost here. And my computer is still rebooting. What is it on? All right, I'm almost there. It just moves. It just does what it want to do. Okay, now. Y'all gotta catch the beginning of that interview. That first video is out cold. And that's Fame versus Sacrifice. I love her channel. I reference her all the time. So this is when Glanville gets removed and got everything switched to Governor Whitaker.
Opened the doors to his jail today to show the extremely poor conditions that he's trying to fix.
As Fox 5's More Stiggs reports, the spotlight has been on the jail since the death of a prisoner whose body was covered with bugs.
On top of the Fulton jail being way overcrowded, there are sections like this one here that they can't use or shouldn't use, and yet they had been used and part of the deplorable conditions.
Wow.
An inmate complains he needs to get out of the county jail to go see a judge. The sheriff, Pat Labatt, allowed the public to see inside.
Every inmate, every detainee, and every cell.
Labatt says he will look at every floor and talk to the inmates. Some continue to be curled up in doggy-style plastic trays due to overcrowding, and conditions made even worse because some of the jail sections cannot be used.
Look at that.
We saw cell doors off hinges, water from leaks, and other things we will not put on this broadcast. One inmate told Labatt he's not been able to shower since Saturday.
I came up here Saturday. We have our intake. We took a shower when we were coming up for intake. That was it.
The highly publicized death of one inmate who sustained bug bites had been housed on a different medical floor. But that death put the Fulco jail and the sheriff in the spotlight.
We have been, telling people we need this kind of help. We're in crisis.
Labatt told me he believes the rank and file were afraid to go over their bosses' heads to let him know how bad things had gotten. Now, he successfully persuaded Atlanta Mayor Dickens to allow him to use the downtown city jail for extra beds. But here's the problem. He has to move already short manpower from Rice Street to supervise transferred prisoners. Are you restricted somewhat because you're already on a manpower crunch here, so you can only do it in a phase?
So what we've done is
That is awful. Now, how some people ain't gonna come out normal from that? This going under Fonnie Willis. Some people not gonna come out normal after that.
we do it in phases because of manpower.
And the sheriff wants to make it clear he's not asking for a fancy new jail. He calls what's needed a replacement jail. You've seen these conditions here today. It explains why. From Northwest Atlanta, I'm More Stiggs, Fox 5 News.
So, wait a minute. Glanville?
You can't make that up. That's CD Cash. I like him too. Okay, well, I'm keeping that video because I'm on All right, this is another YSL member. And I feel so bad. This little Rod, man, he broke my heart. Little Rod broke my heart.
The saga of high-profile YSL RICO case in Fulton County inches forward. The latest hearing wrapping up within the hour. Attorneys for a few of the defendants asked the judge to suppress some evidence, while one asked the judge to let his client out of jail. Fox 5's Rob D'Arienzo is live in the studio here. Rob, what have you found out in court today?
Yeah, that's right, Christine. Another long day in court, another, at times, bizarre hearing here in Fulton County. The defense attorneys tried to get the judge to throw out some of the district attorney's evidence. At one point, one lawyer told the judge that the prosecutor was capping.
I was saying that it's just not true. It's capped, to be honest.
Defendants and their attorneys in the YSL RICO case went back to court Monday. The judge scolded the lawyers for allegedly sneaking their clients things.
I know that you want to be nice and give candy and drinks and use your phone and everything else, but that is not acceptable. So you can be charged with obstruction just like anybody else.
Members of the public have also tried to sneak in contraband to the courtroom to hand off to the defendants.
I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not just trying to tell, but just think about your professional obligations as a lawyer, okay?
Earlier this month, a judge locked up a potential juror for filming a video in court. Jury selection has dragged on for months, and not one juror has been seated.
The purpose of this motion is to get any reference to Mr. Blaylock's prior and wrongful and non-final conviction in this case.
The prosecution argued that there was no legal reason to toss it.
Simply saying the conviction is wrongful doesn't add anything to the equation. It was said over and over again, but no basis was provided for it.
And so far, Judge Glanville has held two defense lawyers in contempt of court. One was ordered to buy lunch for his colleagues last month, which he did not do by the judge's deadline. The judge ordered the other to write a 17-page essay on professionalism in the legal field. And at this rate, the one lawyer I spoke to says August could be the very earliest that the jury will be seated. Christine?
Little progress, it seems like, to advance this trial. Thanks so much, Rob.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. When he said that in the beginning, I said to myself, bro, I would have fired on my lawyer for saying that. But fortunately, he wasn't wrong. Them charges got dropped today. Check it out. And, you know what? I'll just reintroduce it. Let's go.
I love CD
All
Cash.
right, Bonnie Willis, take this L real quick. And we'll get into it a little, we're going to deep dive this a little bit. State of Georgia versus Des Moines Blaylock. Motion. The state of Georgia, by and through Fonnie T. Willis, District Attorney.
Another L for Fonnie. Another L.
Chief Deputy District Attorney Adam Abate hereby moves this honorable court for an order of nolo pros as a defendant Des Moines Blaylock on count one of the above styled indictment. In support of this motion, the state shows the following. 1. On August 5, 2022, the defendant was charged in count one with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act in violation of OCGA 16-14-4C. 2. On September 30, 2021, in the Superior Court of Fulton County, the defendant was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers for charges contained in the indictment 19 SC 1682-36 for murder and other related charges. The defendant was sentenced to life imprisonment plus a consecutive 25 years in confinement. OCGA 17-8-3 provides that after an examination of the case in open court and before it has submitted to a jury, the prosecuting attorney may enter a nolo pros with the consent of the court. Georgia courts have consistently recognized that it is the duty of the district attorney to determine whether it is in the public interest to recommend the court that a case be nolo pros. State versus Davis, 159 Georgia App 537-538. 1981, emphasis added. The entry of an order of nolo pros as a defendant, Des Moines Blaylock, on count one of the instant indictment has no effect on the state's ability to present evidence of the offenses alleged in the indictment. See OCGA 16-2-21. Any party to a crime who did not directly commit the crime may be indicted, tried, convicted, and punished for the commission of the crime upon proof that the crime was committed and that he was a party thereto. Although the person claimed to have directly committed the crime has not been prosecuted or convicted, has been convicted of a different crime or a degree of crime, or is not amenable to justice or has been acquitted, emphasis added. I don't know how to say this. Edes versus 55. Because little buddy wasn't even wrong.
So we gonna keep that on her behind, cause she take L after L. I can't believe they even voted her. Oh shoot, I forgot about. Oh shoot, let me put this down. This Kevin Gates, 12-8. Kevin Gates and his cousin was smashing. That's right. Kevin Gates and her cousin was smashing. Yeah, we gotta talk about that. Hey, okay, hold that down. Okay, we're gonna keep that. What's that?
Calls are recorded.
You think I would go get at you?
It's Yak Gotti trying to get out of jail.
Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia. The state
City
of Georgia
Cash.
versus Diamante Kendrick. Emergency motion for bond comes now. Defendant Diamante Kendrick buying through his attorney and moves the court to grant a reasonable bond and said cause for the following reasons. 1. Defendant was arrested on June 20th, 2024 for the following offenses: aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and riot in a penal institution. 2. Defendant has limited previous criminal history. Defendant is a Georgia resident and has substantial family ties. 4. Defendant has no reason to contact victim or witnesses. 5. Defendant was in custody for 22 SC 183572, in which he was found not guilty on all counts.
Facts.
For his arrest,
and
on
they
said
still
case,
kept him in
defendant
there.
would not have been in custody.
They still kept
Defendant
him
has
in
been
there.
in continuous custody since May 9, 2022, and during this time has been a victim of a stabbing and has had several threats of harm made to him. 6. On December 1st, 2024, Mr. Kendrick was stabbed in his head at the Fulton County Jail. It is evident that the Fulton County Sheriff's Office cannot keep Mr. Kendrick safe. Also, the conditions reported in a DOJ report issued on November 14, 2024, explicitly concluded the following. The Justice Department's report concluded that Fulton County and Fulton County Sheriff's Office allow unsafe and unsanitary conditions at the jail. As a result, people incarcerated in Fulton County Jail suffered harms from pest infestation and malnourishment and were put at a substantial risk of serious harm from violence by another incarcerated people, including homicide, stabbings, and taking it from somebody that didn't want to give it up. The unconstitutional and unlawful conditions at the Fulton County Jail have persisted for far too long, and we are committed to working with the Fulton County and Fulton County Sheriff's Office to remedy them. If granted a bond, defendant will follow all conditions deemed necessary by this honorable court. Defendant will appear at all future court dates, will not commit any criminal offenses while out on bond, will not leave the jurisdiction of this court, will not be a danger.
And that's a doggone shame. Acquitted of all charges, and under them conditions, they would not give him a bond. He just got out 3 months later on probation. That's a shame how they did Yak Gotti. That's a shame. I hope he sue. 12-9. Let me see. 16. I'm just going over what happened to the point that he finally got released. Oh, that's this $12. Let's say the 15. Nah, they had to go back to court to get out of jail.
Kathy Rasan of Law and Crime. The updates are as follows. Tuesday, December 17th, which is tomorrow, at 9 a.m., Yak Gotti is going to be in court before Judge McBurney. Now, many of us are not that familiar with Judge McBurney, but we recently did a video showing one of his sentencing hearings. In that hearing, I felt that Judge McBurney showed himself to be very astute, very smart, and fair. Okay, that was my take on it, but you're free to watch that video and see how you feel about him. So McBurney is going to be doing a bond hearing for Yak on charges he picked up while in jail. This will be streamed, and of course, we will be covering it. Now, this means that Yak trying to get bond means that Yak is going to either be fighting the charges that he picked up in jail, or he'll do a plea deal later, or somehow try to resolve his charges later. But he's not resolving his charges right away. He's just trying to get out of jail. That's at 9 a.m. Now at 9:30 a.m., the remaining YSL defendants are going to be in court for final plea hearings in front of Judge Whitaker. And that will also be on Law and Crime, so we'll be here for that too. Now, who are the remaining people? You have Miles Farley, you have Demekion Garlington, you have Christian Eppinger, and two other defendants. So they're going to be in court tomorrow as well. Right after Yak, Law and Crime is going to be going.
That's a damn shame. 3 months to get out in that filthy, filthy prison. Mm-mm. I hope they sue. I hope they can get somebody. Now here we go back to Yak Got again, still trying to get out.
So shout out to Miss Tasha for coming on the channel and doing the interview and everything, and went extremely well. So I'll pin that in the comments, man. But the other day, Taylor Bumpus dropped a crazy bombshell that just went under notice. So we're gonna give it some exposure real quick. Let's go.
The probation officer actually dismissed the warrant yesterday. They then had a Superior Court judge sign it, which is going to trump anything that a Department of Community Supervision officer does. So she dismissed it. She called me. She said, "Hey, I dismissed this," and sent me a copy of a proposed order. I sent it over. It never got signed. I never heard anything. I spoke with her again. She said, "Yeah, we're not going to move forward with it." But then I see that there was a signed probation warrant for the judge that the case is before.
Who do y'all think gave them orders?
Fonnie Willis.
I think what's gonna have to happen is, and this is just an opinion, I ain't tell nobody this, I ain't talk to family this or nothing like that, because they keep stuff pretty close to their chest. When they need help, we help, and we leave it at that. They don't let us know any legal strategies. I don't ask about any of those because, once again, I'm just a commentator. I have pretty good thoughts, and my strategies are pretty good. But at the end of the day, that's their family. They go about it how they want to. We can have our suggestions. They'll read the comments, and if they like it, then they like it. Possibly. But either way that goes, man, I don't see how in this world that this is going to continue to go on. And I believe with the right attorneys, because what people fail to realize is certain attorneys specialize in certain things. So if I'm them, I'm looking to help you out why you didn't leave. To me, to be so intelligent yet so dumb, you should have got up off there. You knew. You would have had to have known that people would find out about certain things. You're a public figure. You did all that smear campaign against Paul Howard, talking about he slept with his employees and basically there were payoffs and years. I think it'll be commuted. So to me, it's a losing case. It's a freaking losing case. No matter how the freaking system tries to spin it, no matter how DH Fonnie Willis tries to act like she's doing all this crap for the good of Fulton County, no matter how all of this stuff goes, it's still wrong.
Facts.
So I asked y'all the question. What would you do? Would you sue?
Hell yeah.
Would you sit back, wait, and let it play out?
Hell yeah, we suing.
They have to go get a heavy hitter, and there's no disrespect to any other lawyers and stuff like that, but man, it's only so many times that these people can keep playing with you because certain law firms have other connections that other law firms don't.
Yeah.
Like the news.
Yeah.
Like publications. Hell, sometimes even judges, if they play it the right way, and I'm not saying that they're swaying judges and everything like that, but a judge has a personality, and judges typically like their courts ran like this, and this. Some judges like for you to give them all the paperwork at one time. Other judges want you to give it to them in bites, but also let them know as they're going through motions for whatever and a bevy of things. But unfortunately, man, Diamante Kendrick will not be spending Christmas with his mother. Will not be spending.
Yeah, and that was foul as hell. Foul. And you gonna keep people who was acquitted in them conditions. That's why everything you touch gonna fail. And it have. L after L after L.
Out today, Georgia Appeals Court disqualifies Fulton County DA Fannie Willis from prosecuting Trump. The system is working exactly as...
Oh, that's... What, that ain't got nothing to do with... Oh, shit. Damn. I done went on to her mess. Damn, where's my... So we're going to leave that, because that ain't there. 23. So this was the Free Yak Gotti protest. They had to do a protest. Oh, dang. Oh, wow. They removed the video. All right, I'll take that off. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll take that off. And I done deleted something else, the wrong thing. I'm about to end this. It's going to be a part 3. This it right here. Yes. And I already talked about this.
$1.6 million against 22 businesses, the majority in China, of course, for selling knockoff versions of his popular Spider clothing brand. All right, check this out. So Young
This
Thug
classy beats.
awarded $1.6 million in China knockoff lawsuit. All right, let's see what they're saying. Young Thug and his Spider brand secure a big win in court.
But
Young
I
Thug
had
secures a
already
big
talked
win.
about that. So I'm going to let that go. 12. So we're going to get that one out the way. $12.26. Oh, I got rid of that. Oh, let me get rid of this one. Yeah, we done with that. Okay, this Gunner. He is not a snitch.
The rapper took to Instagram stories to share snippet rapping. Never associated with a rat. Go and get you some money, get a pack. The Young Thug snippet. Let's expand right here.
I didn't know they was playing music, YouTube.
Last long. Many continue to connect the track's bars with Gunna. Here are some comments seen on NFR podcast post on X. Bro asking to go back to jail. It's 2025. It's a rap with that rat stuff. Shut up, Lil N. N still bumping Gunna. Was this a diss to Gunna? Others wondered whether Thug would team up with Lil Baby, who previously called Gunna a rat, to beef with later on. Young Thug and Lil Baby versus Gunna beef really started tonight. So who's Drake and who's Kendrick in this scenario?
The man accused of killing Mo 3 just went on camera. And what he's...
Yep, I'm not even going to get off into that. Damn. I'm going to just go ahead and finish all what I can today. Shoot. I don't never get no sleep anyway. This is 20. Oh, this one Young Thug had a meltdown.
A young mother is shot and killed after getting into an argument over a bowling ball. The victim is Lakevia Jackson, who has a son with well-known rapper Young Thug. Now, late this afternoon, Atlanta police announced they're questioning a person who they are not calling a suspect. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has more.
What a sad and ironic development. Lakevia Jackson's family tells me she came here to the bowling alley to have some fun and celebrate a friend's birthday. But somehow, as fate would have it, ended up in an argument over a bowling ball and was fatally shot.
And she just was a very loving, kind person.
Lakevia Jackson's parents are having a hard time wrapping their minds around what happened to their daughter, who is the mother of one of rapper Young Thug's children. They say 31-year-old Jackson headed to the Metro Fun Center on Metropolitan Parkway with friends Thursday night.
He was celebrating a birthday at the bowling alley with a very close family friend.
Her mother tells me a second group came in and started taking over. That's when an argument ensued over a bowling ball.
Senseless. Could have been aborted. Like I said, the homicide detective said the best.
Yeah. Was she a sacrifice?
Just don't know how. It's all conflict. Everybody want to pick guns up to solve a conflict.
Yeah.
Atlanta police spent the early morning hours looking at ballistics evidence. They also say they have several cooperating witnesses who are helping them piece together what happened. Meanwhile, Lakevia, who is described as kind-hearted and loving, leaves behind a 14-year-old son with Young Thug and grieving parents.
He would do something cowardly and heartless like that to a woman, he'll do it to anybody. He's the type of person that needs to be off the street.
The family tells me Atlanta police have surveillance video from the inside. They are hopeful that video will lead to an arrest. In Southwest Atlanta, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Remember when I made a video that said,
Now this her son.
So my dad don't pay no rent over here, twin. He don't pay my rent over here, twin. So whatever you got going on, please stop it, man. So whatever you got going, please stop it. Okay.
Oh,
Twin.
shit.
I ain't gonna say like the part just don't do shit for me. Cause he do. If I ask, I'm gonna get it. But so I don't ask for shit, twin. So you don't give me shit. What do y'all niggas don't understand? So do it y'all niggas got there think y'all just for the feed off y'all folks. All y'all like that shit, I got go guys. Y'all niggas ain't been going.
and that ain't even the worst video, y'all.
Hey.
That's assault with a deadly weapon, youngin. And that's assault with a deadly weapon, youngin.
Wow.
Look at statistic. You was just
You keep on playing, she gonna point it at her again. She gonna send your ass home.
One had died, but I got shot. That's the chop. I can't get much. Gonna blow my down there. My face shot and Drake the switch that damn up. Deal way left on. For that back, you got.
Yep, Young Thug's son, he had went ballistic out on that particular day. He did. I remember that. Okay, that was. Oh, good. I get to get rid of some of this. Because we did this. Oh, I get to get rid of this. Yeah, we just did that.
You know that he loves his kids. He's always talking about, won't get my money either. He knows that. So I with their life, like they're very bored.
So I'm not gonna play that, but his son was basically saying that he put Mariah, the scientist, before his kids, and he was pissed off about that. That's what Young Thug's son was saying. And of course, he was feeling some type of way. He just lost his mama. He going through all the emotions, you know, which is understandable. Let me see if I can finish this on up. Shoot. Where's February? Yeah, I want to finish. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I got to get up in the morning. I should not have all this information. Oh, that must have been a heavy research day. Lord have mercy. Let me get rid of that. Yeah. That's Fonnie Willis. Let's say YSL. Oh no, I said get your weight up. Oh, this is showing that Detective Burrito.
It was, he watched the video. Everybody in there had on body cameras. I was made sure I was on camera at all times. There's cameras throughout the home. So you would be able to see if one of us removed a watch. The box remained in the closet. And like I said, the home was turned over to Mr. Williams Sr. and Mr. Garfield Lamond, who were the two people on scene that took custody of the home for Mr. Williams.
Okay, can we go back to my question?
Sure.
Sure. Is it the normal procedure to leave high-valued items behind when you're doing a search and then a seizure pursuant to a warrant?
Objection on relevance and answers.
It wasn't answered, Your Honor.
I don't know if there's necessarily a procedure on what you take or what you don't. Like I said, it got behind. There were other things, like other items of evidence that I had asked
Burrito,
to be taken,
you
such
got
as
that
photographs
watch.
and artwork.
That's a 500K Richard Mille watch. Mm-hmm.
Relevance to this case
You
that were
took it.
left behind by the evidence team.
Damn.
It was quite a big operation. There was a hostile crowd gathering at the bottom of the driveway, so we were trying to...
So there's that, and then she said it was just. Let me put it this way: cops can be told and preempt questions automatically, because when she said, "Oh, we bagged and tagged it, but we left some stuff."
Right.
Well, what stuff did you leave exactly?
Right.
Because we only hear about that watch, but I'm pretty sure when the court documents come out, there's going to be more left. So let's take a look at some items that they bagged and tagged and see if we can see if they said they bagged and tagged that Richard Mille watch with
Nope, they did not. They did not.
So I believe this had came out.
I love CD Nash. They did not. They did not. They said they left that watch.
Adams, black male, born August 23rd, 1997. But look at the witnesses. We already are familiar.
They lied. They took that watch, baby, and pawned it somewhere. You know what? I think I might keep that because that's another L for Fonnie Willis. I can't stand her. Yep, I'm going to keep this video. Yep, February 3rd. Yeah, we going to keep that. Let's be a man.
I've been wondering months ago when we seen Weinstein say something.
Know that it's being live streamed. You just are not supposed to be watching it. Oh. And you asked that in the evidence. So
Well,
just keep moving.
I wasn't watching the trial, but my name.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just keep moving.
Okay.
Unless you need to approach about something else.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me, and I'd like to know about this. Tell me in the whatever coverage you saw, what did you learn about this watch that came up in this trial?
Sustain. Well, yeah, sustain.
He was on it. Weinstein was on it trying to get Young Thug property back because they stole it. Yes, they did. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Okay. Shit, I might as well finish this. February 20th. Y'all give me a minute. Thank y'all for y'all patience. That said 18. What did I say? Jackie, dang, I gotta do Real Housewife. Ooh, something came out about her. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, cool. So let's get in 13, 14. Oh, we done. Oh, we done. Okay, cool. Let me go here. Now we get into the Yak Gotti part. Damn, I must have did a lot of research on the 13. Oh, you know what? I think I can search. You know what? Let me do a search. Yak Gotti. That should take me straight to it. Search. And I ain't even had this written down. Oh, here it is. Yak Gotti, the only person to fully beat the YSL case moments after getting out. This is what he said. I wonder, can I play it? And this is from Thugger David. He said he felt like he was reborn. Yes, he did. Atlanta rapper Yak Gotti set for release from jail following not guilty verdict in YSL. I wonder, okay, we done with that. I'm looking for this shit. I wonder why it didn't come up. Maybe I should have put in DeMontre Kendrick. And it could be in the other damn phone. Did y'all know that Tony Braxton and Birdman been married? That messed me up. And now they getting a divorce. One from a Christian service and one a demon. Wow. Unequally yoked. She know better than that. I got to really look into that. That's going to be interesting. I'm just trying to see these land. I might just say forget them articles because it don't really matter. Oh, I was really doing some research. And I typed in his name. Oh, that's Young Boy. Okay, he gotta be. I thought I did this on Young Boy. Oh, that's for Prince Andrew. Yeah, I need to do his PDF file behind. This don't make no sense. I don't think I did yet. Got it yesterday. No, he ain't in there. Okay, let me just do this. So we're going to the 8th and 10th. Okay, we done. Let me get these two last videos. I'm not even looking for when I see it. I'm just going. At least we in April. God dog. And I'm about to go to bed. This did not flow very well. I get it. Forgive me. I just have so much information. It's so much difficult when my laptop not working, when StreamYard is tripping, and I'm only using one phone because normally I use two and I had to stream on another phone. What is it? April 3rd. Damn. All right, here we go. This is it.
Let's get my guy up here. Shout out to Yak Gotti. In case you haven't heard, Yak Gotti is finally free.
Classy beats.
New at noon, just months after being acquitted of all charges in the long-running YSL gang trial, Atlanta rapper Yak Gotti could soon be released on probation. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Paul Milliken. And this morning, the rapper took a plea deal to resolve the rest of the cases that he picked up in jail. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert was in the Fulton County courtroom and is now live downtown with the late-breaking details. Tyler, good afternoon.
Yeah, Paul, good afternoon to you. For nearly 3 years, Diamante Kendrick, also known as Yak Gotti, has been in jail, but that will soon change after a court hearing this morning. I want to take you inside the courtroom as all of this happened, as he took a plea deal for the remaining cases he had against him. Today's hearing comes just months after a jury found Kendrick not guilty of murder and RICO charges in December during the YSL trial, but he remained in jail as he dealt with several other cases related to a jail fight and contraband charges. Today, he resolved those cases. Kendrick entered a guilty plea to a single count of aggravated battery, and the rest of those charges were dropped. He will be released on probation. According to prosecutors, Kendrick, along with several co-defendants, entered the cell of another inmate in June 2024 and attacked him. The state says Kendrick and the others used an electrical cord to injure the victim. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker accepted the plea deal and sentenced Kendrick to 12 years in prison, which has been commuted to time served. He'll now be released on probation. I spoke to Kendrick's mom and his attorneys after the hearing. Take a listen.
Victory was won today, and I'm thankful that my son's coming home. I miss him deeply, real deeply. He got not guilty, and he still was in jail.
Right,
So,
that part.
I'm happy about that.
The Yak Man is getting back out in the street. He's going to greet his family. He's looking forward to being with his family and friends again and getting back in the studio. His album is coming out, and we're happy to see that this long ordeal that he has suffered is over.
Yes. Yes.
And as you heard his attorney say there, he has a new album coming out soon. At the end of the sentencing hearing, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker said, quote, "I wish you good luck on your forthcoming album." Kendrick's attorneys are hopeful that he'll be able to be released today or at the very latest tomorrow. We are live in downtown Atlanta this afternoon. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
All right, Tyler, we'll see you later this afternoon.
Yeah, Gotti's finally.
Man, how do you get acquitted of everything? You get acquitted of everything and they keep you in jail another 3 months.
Yo, folks, the new garbage, and in my opinion, just to get us are done. Absolutely unjustified.
I mean, it just didn't make no sense. Boy, I'm telling you, they play dirty down. Man, they play dirty. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I know this video was kind of all over the place. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm just trying to, we're going to do Take K trial. Because guess what? We're waiting on the verdict. We waiting on the verdict. He got, not guilty on capital murder, but guilty on murder at a lesser charge. So I guess that'll be up to the judge. So I'm glad he coming home. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, please. Thank you. Oh, I got to do cider, baby. Love y'all.